This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello and welcome to the 246th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled Winter Wonderland My Ass. Oh, yeah. It's that time of year, it's a time of year that drives me nuts, because generally it's the Winter Wonderland always comes to be spoken of when it's around that time of year, and yes, it is, and it would be wonderful, a white Christmas, and what a delight it would be, and certainly for myself, who doesn't have to deal with it much, but all of a sudden, just this past weekend, kaboom, is we went into the early hours of Sunday morning, the snow, but it's not really snow. It's kind of a sleet, ice, shit, fuck. Here it is. It looked nice at 6:30 when my dog Sammy was having some kind of stomach trouble. Yeah, always a treat. Because it's that time of year. One thing after another generally occurs, and I've been actually sick. I've had some sort of issues the last two Christmases, and let me tell you what a joy it is to celebrate the birth of Jesus with some sort of a problem or another. But generally, things just begin to stack up at this time of year, and it was certainly a joy that there was about 2 inches out there of what became sheer ice today. The sheer ice yesterday is it hit, and then the temperatures began to drop, even though the sun was out. The sun was out. And then this morning, as it dropped down into, it was 22 out, but the real feel was 12 degrees. Why? Because of the wind chill. And what they have to say now and forever is, just tell us what the real feel is. If it's 12 degrees, it's 12 degrees. If it's 50, it's 50. If it's 70 degrees, but it seems like 90, it's 90. Stop this nonsense, so that people have some sense of it. Not so they have to do fucking math in their head. Gee, what does that mean? And what was that? And why? And what do I put on? And today they said, somebody was actually, one of the other people said, put on lighter, lighter clothes underneath, light layering, not heavy layering, because you don't want to overheat. What do you mean you don't want to? No, you want to be warm. What are you going to put on, a T-shirt and a flannel shirt underneath your? Come on. You put on long underwear, and then you put on a sweatshirt, and then you put on a cup of whatever it takes to be warm out there. And it's harder and harder and harder as I've grown older. And I've liked it less and less and less. And today it was an ice skating rink out there, and it is never fun, and it is not a winter wonderland. Okay, it is. You've got to jump over shit to get by shit to get, near, so you don't ruin your fucking whatever you're wearing. You don't. Oh Jesus, look at those pants gone. But now it doesn't matter. I don't have to be at work, and so I'm lucky that all I had to do was take my dog to the vet today, and it's just that this time of year is generally. It's just enough that you have to go through the temperature dropping, the wind chill occurring, the fact that there's one party after another, which has to be spread out through the whole year. This is ridiculous. Okay? We do it. We jam it into one fucking month. This is we're gonna die by New Year's. God, I missed you all year. Now I'm gonna see you. No, it's got to be spread out. There can't be 19 parties to go to. Let's get together. Let's give gifts. Let's do this. Let's get as close as we possibly can. And so that in January, we're all kind of laid out for fucking 2 weeks. Getting over the amount that we ate, the amount that we drank, the friends that we saw that we realized, God, either we're depressed because we don't spend enough time with each other, or we're livid because why the fuck do I keep seeing this schmuck? And why do I do it just for this month? And we should have to get on with our fucking, move it up through the whole year. Okay? Take all of the parties we have there. God, do we need it in February and March and April? May would be nice. June, we get a little bit of it. July, July 4th. By then, maybe we should get together. Labor Day, maybe that would be. This is ludicrous. You know, it's great to see your friends, but it's like literally too much, and it's too many. And then there's all of that stuff that you have to deal with: the welling up, the crying, the gnashing of the teeth. I can't believe I've let you down. And you go through the memories. The memory banks get full up, and then you have to wake up after this weekend. I was going to sit here and go through all of the shit that had occurred while I was out of town and hopefully find some humor in it. I would kind of go, it would have been nice. That's what I would have liked to have done. But instead, because we're swimming in a river of endless shit, 3 more things hit the fan. First, in Australia, two folks apparently went out. They think 2, there may be more suspects, who went out and Jews who were celebrating on a beach there, celebrating the first night of Hanukkah or Chanukah, and for those, and kill 11 of them, I guess. I can't keep track anymore. And why? Because apparently Australia does not deal enough in terms of anti-Semitism and the horror of it, and the lunacy of it, and the fact that what the fuck did we do? We did nothing. All right? There's not enough of us to fucking matter. Okay? Not even close. And even if you take into account what's happened in Gaza, all right, which is horrific. We didn't vote on it. All of us Jews living in the rest of the world. We didn't go, boy, that would be a great thing to do. No. It has to do with that, and I've said this before, Netanyahu, that's what it's got to do with. Okay, if you want to yell about something. But what about the people of Israel? People of Israel are screwed too, much like we're screwed by gerrymandering. They're screwed by the fact that just because of the whole way in which their legislature works, this fucking maniac is in charge and has been for a long time, and it's enough is fucking enough. To blame others for it, to go out on the beach on a fucking holiday, right before Christmas. Does anybody remember Jesus? And then, speaking of which, and they haven't caught the suspect yet, who supposedly did go and shoot up Brown University and at the engineering department. 2 dead there. I don't know how many injured. And they're hiding out. The kids are hiding out. And when does this gun bullshit end? Not just here, the whole rest of the world. Enough is fucking enough is fucking enough is fucking enough. I don't care what you say. All right? The proof's in the facts. And the facts are there are mass shootings day after fucking day, after week, after month, after year. Fuck it. This experiment doesn't work. All right? Start telling folks you can't have a gun. You got a gun, you got 1 gun for hunting, you got 1 gun for practicing. That's it. All right? And you got to go through some serious testing to get it. And if you got a shrink bill that you've been paying, a heavy one, because you've had some sort of psychiatric problem, you don't get a gun. Tough ski, shit ski. All right? And I'm sick of it. And then you follow it all up with, but this proves that it's not just about guns, they're knives. Is that really the incredibly gifted Rob Reiner and his lovely wife, Mitchel, are killed. And that ends the weekend news. And I'm supposed to, just kind of skip that over. I'm not saying this to for any other reason than the fact that I was lucky enough to meet him and Mitchel some time ago at Chautauqua, and he was there. The National Comedy Center, which I'm still involved with, and folks, you should still visit. I will repeat it again and again and again. I think it's an extraordinary place to spend time. And you go to Jamestown, New York, and do that. And he was up there because they had been lucky enough through him and his father, Carl. They were able to receive his, Carl Reiner's, his writing, Carl Reiner's is George Carlin's stuff. They've got Carl Reiner's stuff and created a room for him to honor him, and rightfully so. And they will honor others in there who are of his ilk, of his genius. And his son Rob was there. His son Rob, who carried the torch of his father and did some extraordinary film work as a director. He had acted too. And he's been around me my whole life. And then I was lucky enough to meet him and spend a little time with him. And he was a sweet, gracious, loving man. And his wife was quite wonderful. And this is nothing more than an American tragedy. If it's true that what they do say, which is that his son, it's his son that killed him, if that's true. And that would be enough. That's enough to fucking deal with. Just that piece of news. The two others. But piling on is our president. Any president with a modicum of decency, and any president who knows that children are listening, and any president who knows that he's got to be a role model, would have to say, because he'd already spewed out stuff about Rob. He should have literally just spoken about his work and the loss and the tragedy of it. And instead, he feels the need to say that, it was the anger that he what was it? I can't even, the anger that he, that came out of Rob was really what killed him. The anger toward our president. The fact that Rob Reiner did not bend the knee. Jesus. And the fact that Rob Reiner criticized him. What does he give a shit? He's the president. What is the matter with him? Just say this is terrible. Just say this must not occur. Just say this is awful. And I am saddened by this. Instead, it just spews out venom. Spews it out after a horrible act has occurred. It doesn't help us. Okay? There's no reason for it. And I left because of, to get away from that madness. And yet it comes out again. And he throws up all over us. But and then I'm sure, and then a group of other people respond to this by saying, well, you should see what the liberals said about Charlie Kirk. Fuck you, okay? This is the president, all right? And, wait a week until you say that if you want to start that discussion. At least have the moment to do it. And then somebody, I just can't even go into what. It's the he said, she said, what said, why said. Nittering, nattering bullshit. Nonsense. God damn it. Enough is fucking enough. Grow the fuck up. Everyone. Grow up. Okay? The stuff that was said about Charlie Kirk shouldn't have been said. But it wasn't the president saying it. All right? It wasn't a whole bunch of, politicians saying it. His job is to be a role model on one level. That is the job of the president, whether he fucking likes it or not. The same way it is for the folks who play football and baseball and basketball. You're in the public eye, spend the time learning how to be a role model. That should be taught in Role Modeling 101, which appears to be something that needs to be taught since we're not teaching civics anymore. Okay? Jesus Christ. And that's what I come home to, so I can't sit and go through this ton of shit that I've got here. Just a ton. There it is. Look at that crap. Okay? There we go. There it is. Look at this fucking shit. There's papers galore. All right? It's not really a great shot. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Fucking nonsense. It's just ridiculous. So maybe I'll get to it next week. I'm hoping to write the whole list down. I'm hoping to be funny. What occurred this weekend ain't funny. None of it. Including the goddamn winter Wonderland. Enough is enough. All right? Besides that, it's, if he can't be a role model, remember that it's Christmas. And you continue to tell us you're a Christian. Christ was born. Christ was born. Christ was born in this, according to the whatever bullshit we've made up. But during this month, honor him. Even though this person has disparaged you, forgive that person. Come on. Here we go. A Pennsylvania man is protesting Walmart's decision to ban his emotional support alligator. He's been on the staff at Walmart. He's got it's a 5 foot, 32 pounds. What else would you need to say? 5 foot, 32 pound alligator. That's a support animal. All right, whatever it is, gets people through the night. Wow. I mean, my dog Sammy I would see as a support animal. Actually, I think I'm supporting him. He gets very depressed at times and seems to suffer from separation anxiety. But I'll leave you with this, finally. President Trump, that self-same happy sharing love. President shared a satirical website's report that Doge has ended, and this is just a few weeks ago, has ended annual $2.5 million payments to former President Barack Obama for royalties linked to Obamacare. Trump, 79, shared the screenshot with a one-word comment. Wow. Capital W, capital O, capital W. He believed it. He sent it out. And I can guarantee there's thousands of Americans read it when, boy, you know why that Obamacare is not working? Well, it's because, he got paid that $2.5 million worth of royalty. God. Oh, Jesus. Please. Mary. It's some month. Get through it. I know that a lot of you love it. Then we have New Year's. Woo-hoo! And we sit and hope for a better one. And it better be. And so I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoy the rants that have come rolling in. Please send in whatever it is that's on your mind. And thank you for this privilege and this pleasure that it truly is to spend this time with you. I deeply appreciate it, and I mean it. And Sammy says hi, and I bring him in here, but he's just a little depressed today. Yep. He enjoys the Winter Wonderland. He certainly does, but it tuckers him out. So he slid around a bit today, and so he's just getting his bearings. And so am I. Heather Shea has this to say. I am so tired of people feeling entitled to pet and baby talk to my guide dog while he is working. I mean, really. It is dangerous for me and my dog. Just ignore us, please. Yeah, I get that one, Heather. I'm trying to get my dog Sammy not to leap up on people. And they just go, no, come on, leap up. It's fine. It's okay. No, it's not. Because then he thinks it's a license to leap on anyone. And he picks people out for no apparent reason. He'll walk by 30 people. All of a sudden, there's somebody he wants to jump on. Sometimes it's because they probably have something in their hands that might be food. And he's always on the lookout for food, constantly on the lookout for food. As a matter of fact, sometimes I think he's a little baby, one of those baby pigs. My friend, I can't think of the name of it. The potbelly, the Vietnamese pig, whatever the fuck they call it. And that he's wrapped in sheep noodle clothing. But he's a little bit of he doesn't get big. He's not a porker, but boy, I think he's the only He's the only one outside the species that I've met. Well, he's the only one outside of me that I've met that loves food as much as I do. But I'm a little discerning. He's just like anything that's out there. Oh, look, the dog there's some vomit here. I'd like to, okay, that's enough. Joel Russell. Here we go. Let it rip, Joel. We are reaching that time of year approaching the most dreaded of all holidays, New Year's Eve. Release the depressing Kraken. No matter what I'm fucking doing on New Year's Eve, I always feel devastatingly sad, like the musician on the Titanic. They continue playing as their feet are submerged in icy waters. Old anxiety cranks out that manufactured nostalgia that I call the soundtrack of miserable fucks like me. The only way old acquaintances will be forgot is to stick a gun to my head, or alcohol poisoning, or to get eczema relief, but in the process have thoughts of suicide. I've never seen that used in kind of a stretch thought like to get to suicide, Joel. And whoever you kiss at midnight, it's empty and disappointing. You are usually thinking of someone else at the time, or the slow trot of a difficult year as you blow the party favors into the abyss. The year's abyss that has enveloped and destroyed at least half of everyone you hold near and dear. And of course, you can show your wackiness and spontaneity by wearing your party hat gangsta style. White man imitating black men when it really counts. But the pinnacle of all sadness is to watch Dick Clark's rock at New Year's Eve with the countdown, the ball that drops, and the tits that sag, and the fact that the networks have to edit the guy with the party hat from Jersey projectile vomiting into the camera at Times Square. The vomit cam. I remember living in Chicago and thinking I'm going to catch some blues legend on New Year's Eve at a local club. What a great alternative. And they can tell their stories of woe. Sure enough, wouldn't you fucking know it? The blues band stops playing at 11:58. Everyone huddles around a small television behind the bar to see Dick Clark's rockin' New Year's Eve. I'm walking on sunshine, class, and don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? No, it does not feel good. I'm here to hear the goddamn blues. Dick Clark died 10 years ago, and he still has the pull to get his fucking name on the special. And the hosts took 5 minutes from pimping reverse mortgages at 2 a.m. to host this event. I think if you host that show, they send a limo right after to take you into celebrity rehab. As far as I'm concerned, the ball shouldn't fall, because it is rigor mortis worse than Dick Clark. It's okay. Now, at my age, I can go justify going to sleep early after bringing on hamburger helper. I'm the Mother Teresa of ground shuck. And then, because I live a mile from a time zone change, yet to be woken up twice from fireworks and drums. And there you go. You can hear in the background, Sammy is just as upset as you are, Joel. And he's not even barking to get in here. He's barking because he wants to bite the brush and play with the brush that he's brushed with. Because that's how psychotic my dog is. Or I have no idea. I'm afraid to open that door because I can guarantee it will not be someone who's trying to break into the apartment. No, not at all. If anybody tries to break into this apartment, there'll be no problem. Sammy will just jump on him and hug him and love him to death. Well, the guy pounds the life out of me. Thank you, Joel. Thanks for that. I hope it's better this year. I hope for some reason, somehow, somewhere, it's better. Happy New Year. This comes to us from Joe, and I'm going to probably fuck up your last name, Cagliostro. I think it's a good guess, though, Joe, and I hope it works for you. And, well, I can see why he's pissed. I get it. And it also, okay, well, I'll read it. Hello, Lewis. I'm recently retired and having to pay taxes on money I saved my entire life so that I could retire pisses me off. I saved money into my 401k, which I had to convert to an IRA. And now when I spend my money from my IRA, the government wants their extortion money. I feel like it's 1930 and the local mafia is making me pay protection money. To protect me from what? Living a nice retirement? No taxes at all for retirees. No income tax, no property tax, no any other made-up illegal tax. I will pay sales tax, and that is it. I get it, Joe. I get it. And then they'll yell, well, you guys didn't save enough money, yada, yada, yada. You booming babies. Nope. You should have thought about it more. No, nowhere along the line was there any real teaching about this. And, any other civilized country deals with the Fed. It could help. It could help a lot of people. I mean, it seems to me, for those who have, a huge kind of a wad of money coming back, they should have to pay some tax on it. And those who don't and need that money to survive or need it to just have a comfortable retirement, and which appears to happen for a lot of people around the world, except for us. Kristen Diane Pollock. Hello and good morning, afternoon, evening, sir. I'll get right to it. What the fuck is wrong with Pete Hegseth, or as you call him, Peter Hedgehog? By the way, a friend of mine pointed out that it is an insult to hedgehogs, although I pointed out that any animal comparison to that bastard would be an insult to the animal. So-called Secretary Hegseth said he was going to cut ties with scouting for being genderless. Fuck you, Peter Hegseth. So they're letting girls into what used to be called Boy Scouts of America, you dipshit, Trump-worshipping asshole. Big goddamn deal, you stupid prick. They have separate troops and patrols for masculine-identified people and feminine-identified people. Notice I didn't say boys and girls or young men and young women because I'm not an asshole. And realize that there are also non-binary people, you transphobic fuck. So you go ahead, you homophobic, transphobic, anti-equality piece of ever-loving shit, and cut ties with scouting, you wormless bang son of a bitch, huh? Go crawl back under whatever rock you crawled out from under. Leave society to the decent human beings that actually know what it means to allow people to be their authentic selves. You already hate the Girl Scouts because they let young trans girls in, so it figures you would hate Scouts of America. Hell, I bet you hate that there are cisgender female Eagle Scouts. Now you Trump-worshipping puke. Pete Hegseth is what my great-grandmother would have described as a person who's lower than a snake's belly in a wagon rut. Fuck you, Pete Hegseth. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, Republicans, and especially fuck you, Republican majority Supreme Court, especially Amy Coney Barrett, Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh. Okay, I hope that helped get it off your chest, Kristen. And Kristen Diane Pollock, thank you for that. The ending, I would say, for those of you who got upset, and for those of you who really like Amy Coney Barrett and Clarence Thomas, I don't think you really listen to me anymore because you think I'm, some sort of a socialist revolutionary, psychotic. But send in your defense of the Supreme Court. They just came up with a decision today that the gerrymandering in Texas, which is basically kind of fucks the black vote there. Kind of just takes it out and makes it difficult for the black voter to have an effect in the district because it's gerrymandered to work out so that it isn't done equally across the state so that their vote matters. There are probably 1,200 different kind of ways to defend it. Defend it, please, and I'll read it. So don't get mad when I read this, all right? And don't blame me for reading it, okay? I have this thing here. I am lucky to be able to do it. It's called a Rantcast, and you can send in whatever you want. And I've read when it's come in, people who, who basically would defend those, defend Clarence. I've never had actually anyone defend Clarence Thomas. But do it. Fucking do it. Seriously. You sit there and go, well, you're this, you're that, and the other. I'm saying, here's the opportunity. Go ahead. Yell and scream. All right? It's not just for those who yell and scream about the Republicans. But they're the ones who use it. And you could. And I'll tell you this, 10, 12 years ago, you did. Yeah. Yeah. From Mitchel Shellwinder, or Shellwinder. Mitchel, I'm sorry, I probably butchered your name and didn't even get it right. Hello, Lewis. I'm normally pretty calm while traversing through this thing called life. In fact, I can't remember how long it's been since I was really pissed, but recent current events have really pissed me off. The biggest one? Women driving a fucking SUV going through the bank drive-thru. This process is generally a quick adventure, as it should be. Last week, I was at my bank and behind what I can only refer to as an aircraft carrier with wheels. The lady driving managed to jump the curb and scrape the building. How fucking hard is it to just keep the wheel straight? When she got to the window, she stuck out her arm to use the ATM. She was small in stature, and her arm was the size of a baby T-Rex. She couldn't reach the keypad and promptly dropped her card on the ground. Wonderful. The normal 3-minute wait was now going on its 8th. She opened her door to pick it up off the ground, but couldn't get it because she parked too close. Are you shitting me? Now there's vehicles behind me honking and screaming for me to hurry up. Shortly thereafter, the right rear door opens and a 5-year-old gets out and walks between my and his mother's car. A perfect opportunity to check one doomed kid out of the gene pool. I watched as this kid climbed under his mother's car, and after another 5 minutes, he found it. By this time, people behind me pulled out a line and cursed me as they drove by. Sorry, I'm rambling, but as a man of great influence, I need a small favor. If I give you the license plate number, could you be so kind to find this car and eliminate the whole family out of the gene pool like I was too much of a pussy to do? I'll wait for your answer. Happy Thanksgiving. Sounds like yours was happy, Mitchell. I hope so. I enjoyed that tale. Thank you very much. From Roselyn Elford. Thank you for this, Roselyn. I'm a 69-year-old fat woman, post-back surgeries and a hip replacement, so I'm not up to marching in protest against the insane, evil Trump regime. In lieu thereof, I've sent incredibly nasty letters and postcards to the president and his minions. Do I think the addressees actually see my epistles? No. But I suspect their aides and secretaries get a kick out of my words, which they dare not whisper. So I'm spreading joy with vulgar, vicious words. Yes, you're doing what you can to get through the day, Roselyn. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Aha, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.